Okay, what's going on? Welcome back to the land of Liam. I am back. I've taken a break from Instagram. I'm going to continue to take a break from Instagram. It's just too much. All the questions, all the work, and I didn't open the Instagram app for about, to begin with, probably, the first 3 days I didn't open it. And then I opened it and I had 500 unread messages in message requests and also pre-existing conversations. And I realized I've been finding it so hard to get stuff done and been so overwhelmed and all this sort of stuff because I'm just answering these questions and they're always like, what do I eat? What do I do? And it's all there. So, I have faith in you guys. You can figure it out. And if I, start answering these questions again, then it's just going to be like, without sounding kind of offensive or mean, but it's true. It's like learned helplessness. It's like that scene in, and we'll get onto the topic of tinnitus drug trials in a second, but it's like that scene in the Ray Charles movie where Ray Charles is a boy, and he's like, 6 or something, and he starts getting cataracts or whatever it is and starts going blind. Runs in a home when he's blind, falls over, and his mother is about to help him, but doesn't help him because he has to do it for himself. Right? And then he learns about hearing the cricket and he hears the mother and everything. And this is sort of what it's like when you fix tinnitus because you have to do it yourself, right? The beauty of it is all the proof and all the testimonials and all of what to do is right there for you, right? And I've done it all for you. It's taken me years and lots of money, you know the drill. But it's there for you for free, or you can pay for the real good stuff and get it done, boom, 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 boom. It's up to you. It doesn't matter. Many people get tinnitus silence for free. More people get it when they pay, but that is what it is. So in terms of helplessness, this really brings us to the topic of today's video, which is, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen I posted about it. It's a drug trial called OTO 313. You can see my screen by now. OTO 313, which was actually, this update was put up on the 1st of this month. And so let's just go through the dot points. Obviously, it failed. So if you've seen my videos, you would have seen that there is absolutely no way. It is a literal impossibility when you understand what tinnitus is, what causes it, and all of the causes. And it's not just, you don't just have one cause and you get it. First of all, it's a lead-up period of about 10 years that gives you tinnitus, okay? So that's why you can't get rid of it in like a month, because why would something that took 10 years go away in a month? Never. Cancer, obesity, depression, whatever you call it, just forget about it. Just forget. Let's get out of the closet of Narnia, off the moon, and plant our feet firmly on the ground and plant the flag of common fucking sense. Ridiculous. So it can't work, and I'm writing about this in this book. I'll show you. This is just, it's not going to be this big. They just printed it too big, I guess, because I'm such a big guy. I don't know. But I'm writing a book to be included in the update of the course, and it's going to have much more pages than this. It's got graphs, it's got testimonials, it's got everything you need to do, and there's like sections where you write out what caused it, and they help you go through it and everything. It's very cool. It's not going to be sold by itself. It's only going to be available in the course update because you have to use it with videos, and it's going to be awesome. There's going to be surveys and all these different things, and it's like a bit of AI, and it like computes it all for you, and there's some mathematics behind it. It's freaking awesome. It's taken 2 years to do. So look, that's part of the reason I stopped answering questions, because now I can actually just, it's really coming along. Anyway, back to the drug trials. What we'll do is we'll go through this quickly, and then we'll go through, I've been writing on my laptop, so I'll read a small portion of the chapter I wrote on tinnitus drug trials and why they are a sham and a scam. And at the end of the video, I'm going to go through some questions on Instagram. And I got like 50 of them, but I'm going to answer like only 3 because like 47 are answered in the page already. So do some work. Shumir, that means very good in Albanian. Okay. Autonomy reports result from phase 2 clinical trial of OTO 313 in patients with tinnitus earlier this month, beginning of this month. OTO 313 demonstrated no clinically meaningful improvements versus placebo for primary and secondary endpoints across all time points. Wow, imagine my shock. What a fucking surprise. Can you, in the stock market, you can short stocks. Can you short drug trials or put bets on drug trials? Because if all I would do is just go around and short every single tinnitus drug trial that ever existed, and ever exists, because you can't go back in time, ever exists, and they're doing. And I would put my life savings on it every single time. You know, in investing, you don't put in more you can afford to lose. No, this is like it's an impossibility that this will work. And I'll get to that in a second. Okay, so here's like, there's so many problems with this. First of all, 153 patients. Shut the fuck up. Statistical significance means nothing to these people. 153. 153. That's it. You need, first of all, I mean, it was never going to work in the first place, but you need thousands and thousands of people. Thousands and thousands. This is just a joke. There's a section in here where it talks about how they thought it was working, but then it turns out that the placebo group was getting better results than the group that was being administered the drug. So it's like, what's that, 77 people or whatever it is were getting the drug, OTO 313, okay, like it may as well have been cat piss in that thing. And then the rest of the people were getting like probably saline solution injected. I think they were injecting into the ear, not that it's relevant. So it failed, and it's always going to fail. And these people you have to understand. And what there was a section in here, company to discontinue development of OTO 313 and implement other measures to extend its cash runway. If you guys think that these companies trying to solve tinnitus are philanthropic, you're out of your mind. Come off the moon, plant the flag firmly on the ground of reality. Seriously, because it's getting ridiculous. Because, you know, I have people that message me and say, hey, what do you think about this treatment? What do you think about brain retraining? What do you think about like getting neurological shocks? What do you think about this injection? What do you think about stem cells into the ears? What do you think about this? Like, it's really irrelevant. Like, fill in the blanks. Like, what do you think about, underscore it, and then write in what you think. It really is totally fucking irrelevant. It doesn't matter. It's not going to work, okay? And that's a good thing, because that I'm telling you this, because it's better that I tell you this than you go and be part of either it, because it's never going to make it to market because they can't prove that it works, okay? So it's better that I tell you this and you don't like, oh my God, yes, I got selected to be part of this trial, get the drug, and it makes your tinnitus much, much worse. There's a chance that could happen. And I've seen that. I've had people who've come to me after they took part in these stupid bloody trials, and it like destroys their lives. And they're like, how do I, fix this? It's like, well, it's going to be a longer road than it was before if you sort of come to me. So don't look for the short path. Look for like the logical thing that works, and look for the testimonials, okay? So I'm going to read a section for you from the book that I'm writing on tinnitus drug trials, okay? And it's going to be in this book, all right? So, tinnitus drug trials. I want to point out the ongoing money-grabbing attempts which only result in false hope and exploitation of people worldwide. I'm sure my readers will be familiar with what a clinical trial is. However, I want to reiterate it just quickly to ensure my readers and I are on the same page. It's an experimental interventional drug trial involves usually two groups of people, like I mentioned before, with the same symptoms, this being tinnitus. One group is given the experimental drug known as an intervention, okay? The other is given nothing, a placebo, like salt water, whatever, sugar pills, doesn't matter. No participant, or even the scientists, knows who gets what. The aim is to test whether or not the actual drug itself improves the symptoms and or condition of the group who are receiving the drug. Both groups are also monitored for negative side effects, usually there are a lot actually. There are many drug trials in the past that claim to be close, like this one was like, oh, it's so close, it's so amazing. Hold on, let me come back to that in a second. I'm going from thing to thing, but I want to point this out as well. There was a video that I saw which absolutely floored me, and I'll put the link below. I'll try and find it. I'll find it for you, and you can watch it. And don't comment anything nasty, and don't be a dick, because there's no benefit of that. Don't do it. But it was it was a panel of 4 ENTs, and they were like these, the video was like question and answer with like ENT experts, and I thought, oh, well, this will be great. This will be good. Here we go. Strap your intellectual seatbelts in for this one, buddy. It's going to be a bumpy fucking ride. And so anyway, they go through all these different questions, and it's over a Zoom call, and it's like, and all of them have tinnitus. Like, all of them have it. And then the questions are like, how do you deal with your tinnitus? And they go like one by one. And then they're like, oh, I listen to calming music. And it's like, oh, I like meditate. It's like, oh, I go for a long walk. It's like, so basically your life is like fucked. Like you're not really dealing with anything, are you? You're coping with it. You're trying to learn to live with this awful thing when you don't have to. And two of these people I know for a fact know exactly who I am, because we've spoken. And by spoken, I mean argued before, when I comment on their page and say, hey, stop telling people it's for life. And they comment on my page and say, go fuck yourself, basically. It's like, well, all right, you're taking people's money. That's what you're doing. You're a terrible person. So, and then the whole thing is just a disaster. And the whole thing just kills people's hope. Because like, here are the experts, and they don't even have an answer. It's like the blind leading the blind. And the last question was fucking crazy. It was like, what is the most promising drug trial or whatever for tinnitus? And I was like, how do you not get it yet? How do you not fucking get it that a drug trial is not going to solve tinnitus? And they go, I think one of them even said Oto 313, because this video was like a little bit old, so that aged well, didn't it? Whoever that was. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And so they go through and like, oh, this crazy drug, this crazy drug, this drug. No talk of lifestyle changes. No talk of like what caused it. No talk of detoxification, exercise, sunlight, grounding, sauna, Wi-Fi, mold, parasites, nothing. Nothing that could actually help people. It was all like, hey, let's all live in our world of pain together and just like talk about it. Honestly, talking about tinnitus, as crazy as it sounds, is one of the worst things to do unless it's actually solution-based and you've got a proven solution. Otherwise, forget about it. What a fucking joke. Back to the book. Okay, both groups are also monitored for negative side effects. There are many drug trials in the past that claim to be close to a cure for tinnitus, but every year or so, a drug gets hyped to the public through paid press releases paid for by the drug company. Again, these people are in this to make a lot of money. They don't give a shit about you. As the possible modern cure for tinnitus. Well, oh God, let's keep going. They show how, and I wrote this, and it's making myself angry because it's true. They show how close they are to releasing it to the public by saying it's in stage 2 or stage 3, just like we read, or that it has showed promising results in animal trials. Cross-species studies, throw them in the bin and piss on it. They are looking for human participants. They say the test has passed phase 2, like what we just read. This is the first time reading this, by the way. This one, not my book, obviously. Which, by the way, so phase 2 just means that no one has died yet, just so you know, with animals. The company then claims the company can then go on and claim that this is promising for tinnitus sufferers worldwide, and then people go, why would I apply Liam's heart advice when I'm going to wait for this new scientific thing when you can't? This makes me so pissed off. Did you catch that? Our experimental drug trial hasn't killed anyone yet, so that means it's good. So that's what people do. They take the headline, it's like promising results. No, it just hasn't fucking killed like most of the ferrets. That's what it means. Are you getting the picture? So far, every single one of these drug trials has failed. And after reading this book, I'm sure all of my readers will know why they did. And that there will never, ever, ever be a drug or single product that could ever silence tinnitus. And I stand by that. It's just not actually possible, because tinnitus is never caused by one thing. We're getting back to domino theory now. Hence my coining of the term, the domino theory. That's where it is. There are so many causes of... Jesus Christ, hold on. This is what happens when you spend so much time looking at the computer all day. Okay. There are so many causes of tinnitus, and they all join together too. Can a drug remove an infected root canal? Can it get you more sunlight and ensure you are grounded every day? Can it force you to stop using Bluetooth headphones and assess your non-native EMF exposure in your bedroom at night? Can it change your diet and force you to exercise? Can it release the tight fascia in your neck, kill parasites in your mastoid bone? The answer is no. I am aware, however, that anyone and everyone reading this book has most likely already decided to follow my advice and not wait for some magic miracle drug to come that will never come. I am simply reiterating an important point. I must also warn my readers about various websites, pages, foundations, I won't name them, but they're sick, companies and charities that claim to have the world of tinnitus, they claim to have the tinnitus sufferers' best interests at heart. You know, people donate to these charities and they just take the money, like forget about it, and ask for donations during clinical trials in order to find a cure for tinnitus, usually in pill form. Are you seeing now how ridiculous this is? It's preposterous. And they know this, by the way. They know. This is absolutely ludicrous. As I previously stated, there are so many causes of tinnitus that one pill could never reverse them all. It is in the best case scenario an impossible goal, and in the worst case, deceptive. Also, a lot of social media pages run by ENTs and earpiece companies also unfortunately delete my comments I leave on their posts, of me explaining that they are wrong when they say tinnitus has no effect on diet, as I just mentioned before. Bit of a red flag, much. I guess you can't have someone saying that you can fix tinnitus. I think I made a mistake here. I guess you can't have someone saying that you can fix tinnitus right now, and there is almost no need for expensive research. Sorry about that. The pharmaceutical world is heavily corrupt, as is their influence on the field of tinnitus. I do not say this to be dramatic, but at this stage, the writing's on the wall. And I should add in the end of this chapter, it's a very small portion of a chapter I've read, but there was a woman who contacted me who was like 60 years old, I think. And she contacted me and said, yeah, Liam, you're doing the right thing. She actually silenced her tinnitus in the 80s. And I think it was the British Tinnitus Association or someone else was like, yeah, we want you to come and do a tour of like Britain, or maybe it was whatever. Let's just say it was BTC, even though I'm not saying it was them. It was a charity, whatever, big one. And they said, we want you to come around and, you know, tell people how you changed it. But basically, she did exactly what I did. She quit coffee, quit alcohol, started doing like a little bit of fasting, exercise, going to bed early, and then within like 3 months, her 30-year tinnitus was just like gone. Right? Makes sense. Happens all the time. And then right as she was getting ready to do a paid tour to go around, let's just say Britain, and go talk about this to many people who needed help, the drug companies invested a lot of money into this corporation, because it is a corporation, not a fucking charity. Fuck off. And then this charity said to her, oh no, we don't need you anymore. And then a drug rep went around and started talking about all these drugs and how you should take antidepressants and blah, blah, blah. So the world of tinnitus is just as, you know, if anyone doesn't believe me that the world of tinnitus or pharmaceutical company isn't corrupt, then you haven't been paying close enough attention to the horrific shit that's been happening in the last 2.5 years. If you can't see, as I said in this section here, the writings on the wall when it comes to drug companies and their power, you are insane. Okay, let's go to some questions. I'm just going to go through it quickly and then we'll end it. How to stop tinnitus. Come on, dude, just read the page. Again, basically all these are like how to stop tinnitus. Someone's being funny. Dylan said, I just went vegan and bought 10 pounds of spinach and almond milk. What do you think? Diet and supplements. Okay, I'm getting a lot of questions about supplements here. All right. So this kind of, you know, there's not only are there these drug trials that are coming along, you know, and they'll be around forever, I reckon, because money is money. But there's also these supplements which have like a lower amount of regulation. And, you know, like the nasal sprays and the eardrops and like the scams. And avoid them. Like any supplement that says, you know, this is like, it's like, whatever, like it's designed for tinnitus, it's a scam, right? I wouldn't even use it in tandem with my course because it's probably full of shit. Usually it's just like vitamin B12 and like niacin and like vitamin D and C when you really shouldn't be taking vitamin C, or not even a fan of taking vitamin D, to be honest. Just eat meat with cholesterol and get lots of sun, and your skin will synthesize vitamin D using cholesterol, and you'll get enough vitamin D in your body. Vitamin D is a hormone, by the way. It's a messaging molecule. It's not a vitamin, just so you know. Anyway, okay, supplements. Look, you can try things like iodine, but really, if you eat well, let me put it to you this way. Do I have it here? Yes, I've got it here. Read this book. I don't know if you can, I can't see myself. Read this book, okay? Vegetarianism Explained. What it's going to talk about is how when you consume carbohydrates or high fructose corn syrup, your body actually sacrifices stored minerals like magnesium, for example, in order to break down that garbage that you're eating and use it as energy to convert it to adenosine triphosphate. So if you eat nutritious foods, like liver, for example, which has plenty of magnesium, it has amazing amounts of copper, all the minerals and nutrients you could basically need, almost all of them are in liver. But obviously you wouldn't eat just liver. And that whole thing about vitamin A toxicity from liver, it's just a bullshit lie. Liver and eggs, and some people like raw dairy. I'm not a huge fan, but liver and eggs and seafood, depending on where you get it, caviar, are the healthiest foods on the planet. And don't drink water out of plastic bottles. I don't even know how healthy this water is specifically, but this is what I got at the moment. But don't drink water out of plastic bottles. You get phthalates and BPA and all that garbage. Supplements, yeah, a steak, eat liver. That's honestly my answer. Iodine, as I said before, but make sure you can consult your doctor. I swear to God, like iodine, all the glands in your body use iodine. So you can take iodine, but make sure you talk to your doctor about it. You can speak to a specialist, like an endocrinologist. I'm pretty sure they're the people who deal with your glands. But they'll all tell you, oh, it's just like so bad for you and it like causes all these dysfunctions. But no, go and have like a big fucking kale smoothie with oxalate, which is going to destroy your thyroid, which is what they say iodine. They say iodine will destroy your thyroid, but it won't. It'll fix it. And speak to your doctor, make your own decision. But go look up the work of Dr. Brownstein, and he'll tell you all about it. Okay. Myofascial release and tinnitus. Yeah, just do it. Just go on YouTube and type in Functional Patterns by Naudi Aguilar and start doing it. A motivational one. How to stick to the good habits. Yeah, okay. Well, what I've found is motivation a lot of the times it runs out. So I find that fear works pretty well. To be honest, you've seen what it's done to the world right now. People put on your mask and put this shit in your body and don't ask questions or you'll kill your grandma. Like, what a fucking load of crap that is. And it works. People do it, So I want you to write down, if you don't fix your tinnitus, what's going to happen to you? You're probably not going to get the job you want, because tinnitus is it's pretty bad, You won't get the girl you like, you won't get the boy you like, you won't get the job you like, you won't get the home you want, and you'll be on your deathbed with tinnitus going like, fuck, I should have listened to Liam's advice and done it and not been such a pussy. But you will, if you don't get, you can have a good life with tinnitus, depending on how bad it is, but if you don't do the right things, you're not going to have the life that you could have had. Don't think about that. Okay, these are all just like, what do I eat? Daily habits. Go to bed earlier the night before. Get sunlight. Eat steak. Eat liver. Exercise. I was just at the gym before. Basic sort of stuff. All right, this video is winding down now. Yeah, this is like, what do I eat? Can I have... Why not dairy or oxalates? Well, I already answered that. The don'ts for tinnitus recovery, well, it's on my page. Hyperacusis, well, to get rid of hyperacusis is the same as tinnitus. More interviews, yep. Hope, yeah, okay. We'll end it here, but this is, you kind of get the point about tinnitus drug trials and how they're pretty much useless, okay? So follow my advice, be safe about it, take it slow, and have a great time.